Hi, this is Ben Lang. Welcome to Ben's Business Podcast, episode number 26. Today I'm going to be talking about how to set up your own book funnel. And the reason I want to talk about book funnels is because they'll help us sell more products and services off the back of having a book, and then from that being able to upsell other products and services, sort of high-end products and services like Russell Brunson talks about in the Dot-Com Secrets on the value ladder. A lot of them are, if you look at any internet marketer right now, or marketer such as Grant Cardone, who's given away his millionaire booklet, and he's given away that for free to get people on that value ladder, to get them to the start of that funnel. This is a sort of screenshot I've taken of the millionaire booklet by Grant Cardone, which is given away for free, but it's plus shipping. Hopefully you can see that. And then there's Russell Brunson, who kind of got this trend going with all the internet marketers. That again, free book plus shipping. If you go to Dot-Com Secrets, you'll see that whole landing page, that funnel there. And that's just the beginning of a funnel, because then there's, off the back of that, even within the book, there's parts of it that you're not being sold to, but they mention other products like ClickFunnels, which Russell Brunson sells through Dot-Com Secrets. That's the software that he sells, which is a monthly service. And then there's Lewis Howes as well. He's got the Millionaire Morning book, which is a free giveaway plus shipping. That's a screenshot of it again. So the main reason I'm wanting to show you how all these, like, if you think of any internet marketer that is well known, they all have a book, and what a lot of them are doing is they're giving these books away for free to get them into that funnel, onto their email list, create a buyer's list to then be able to sell high-end products. So one of the reasons, if it's like, obviously it's that important to have a book, why does not like every coach or expert have a book? And the biggest roadblocks are that people think it's going to cost too much to get them printed, to get them shipped out to customers. But what I've found is, I've done a wee bit of research within Ben's Business Book Club, which is an avid reading community, which I set up on Facebook, called Ben's Business Book Club, self-help and personal development books, obviously non-fiction and business. So what we done is, I've done a wee poll here and asked them, what do you prefer, physical books, ebooks, or you don't mind, they just want information? I was quite astonished that there was a lot of people saying that they would still they don't mind, they just want information. Obviously there was a much higher level of people saying that they would rather the physical book, but that doesn't rule out completely, with 43 people saying they like the physical book, but there was 8, 9, 10, 11 people saying they would want the ebook, and 4 people that don't mind, they just want information. That's a thriving group of about 900 members. But I was quite interested to see that, because I thought everyone just read physical books like me, but I guess I was wrong, and there's definitely a market there if you just want to have a downloadable ebook on your website, so you don't have to worry about that first problem that put people off writing a book and then trying to sell it, because you can have it as an ebook, which can work on Kindle, and people can read on their smartphones or a tablet. The other part that puts people off on getting a book in place is writing. People don't know how to write properly. They don't want to write. They don't want to sit down and spend the time that it takes to write a whole book. And that's just a daunting task, to write a book. But what I've learned from a conference last year I went to, there was a guy called Michael Keones who taught us that you don't have to be a writer to be an author. Author just means having knowledge, and that was a very interesting point he made. And he actually said he spoke his first book, so all he done was he got kind of the main key points together, and he had all that knowledge in his head. He actually gave us a great example of, think about how much you're on social media, how much you text, how much you email, and everything else on WhatsApp and all the other apps that you use, how many messages you send back and forward to people, especially customers answering their questions all the time. Each time you're answering those questions, I think he says that we basically write the equivalent of a book every 2 months with all these emails, social media posts and comments and everything. We actually are writing a book with all those questions you're answering each time. So what we should do is kind of bring all that information that we're sharing out in all these different platforms, answering all these questions, bring it all together, get all your knowledge from your head onto not paper. What we want to do is record it and then get someone to transcribe it. So I'll take you through the process of how we can do that without actually physically putting your pen to paper to write your own book. The first step is an idea that I came across. I think it was on YouTube, and if we think about it, there's someone who's going to, anyone's going to pick up a book, or if you're in a position where you don't have a book, you're here, or customers are usually here, they have a problem, and there's a couple of issues. What we want to do is take them from problem to the solution, and to do that, we just need to create that bridge and figure out what the steps are in between that. So that's where ideally we all want to be in terms of having a book, and most people with your customers where they want to be in terms of making more sales or whatever their problem is. We need to figure out the solution, and then we need to figure out 4 steps to take them there. So in this example, we're talking about a book. So at this point you've got no book. I'll just show Instagram over here. So at this point you've got no book, and then at this point you've got a book, and that's the solution. So how do we get there? So basically we need to divide that bridge into 4 steps. The first step's the outline. Then we need to record it. As I said, if you don't want to write it, you could write it if you wanted. But if we record it just on our smartphone, on the microphone recorder, and then get someone to transcribe it. I do a lot of videos, as you can tell, on Facebook Live, and I do this all the time. But I just realised that I'm actually writing a book by doing all these videos, because I've got a really good microphone recording my voice just now. So I'm writing a book as we're speaking, which is pretty cool. And then you send that over to someone on Fiverr to transcribe it, and then you get them to someone else after you get that transcription back, because the transcription can be a bit messy, because they'll just literally type word for word, even your es, as, ums. They'll put all that, like some of them will put that all in. You want to get a good one. One place to get that is Fiverr, and then filter transcribers by the rating. So the rating, if they've got like 300 to 1,000 ratings, 5 stars, you can filter it to that and get the best transcriber. They're usually fully booked, but you just need to wait a wee bit longer. At least you'll get a good transcription, and they can do a really good job, but you still need to have that polished up. And that's the last step, is basically get an editor to edit that transcription and write it professionally into a book. And again, you can get that on Fiverr, or you can get that a freelancer to do that on Upwork.com. So that's the steps basically we need to take to get our book done without writing. And once you've got that, what you need to do is get a A4 sheet of paper. These are the only tools we need to do to write the book just now. Is an A4 sheet of paper, draw a line across through the middle of the page, like that. And then the first step is basically putting the chapters, let's say, the outline. This was obviously an example on how to write a book. So outline, record, transcription, polish and edit. That's the 4 chapters. Then you want to divide the chapters up into 5 steps within those 4 chapters. So what you want to do is talk for 2 minutes for each of these points within that chapter. I've just got 2 minutes in there. I'll show them over here on Instagram. So each of those points are 2 minutes, and by the time you've done all 4 of them within the squares, you've made about 40 minutes of audio content, which you can send to your transcriber. And that's how you get your vocal into text. And then that's you got that content, which can be a good 60 pages of a book. And a lot of books are quite short these days, especially these book funnel books, which are basically
So the start of the funnel to take people down the funnel or up the value ladder. And I obviously the book has to deliver value or they won't move up the ladder. They won't go and buy something of higher value. Obviously they're paying for shipping, so they're paying something, so they become a customer. And that's the great thing about this, is you're giving them the book for free, but they are still spending money with you or online with you. They've built up some type of trust to make that purchase, to spend money on shipping. It's just now you've not just got an email list, you've got a buyer's list, and I've spoken about that before in my video about email marketing. We need to have a buyer's list rather than an email list, and that way the buyer's list are much more willing to buy the next thing that you're promoting, because they've already spent money. They're customers, and there's a big difference between having a customer and just a generic email list. So that's record it, transcription, and then jumping back to the part where you go to record it, to make things even easier at that stage. What you could do is divide up with all these points that you've got here, have a slide for each of these squares, and have the 5 bullet points on your computer, and you could just have your phone recorder on and look at your screen and look at those 5 bullet points. If you're the expert in that field, you should have no problem talking 2 minutes on this point, 2 minutes on this point, and 2 minutes on the next point, and so on. So that will help us. It'll come to the front of our mind because we'll have it on the screen and we'll go through it. Just like we're talking one-to-one with a client, and we're actually getting that information out of our head into a book, and then that's a physical or digital product that we can sell or pass on, give away for free, and doing people a favor, giving them the information you're sharing anyway within all these emails, but with less time, because people can go to your funnel page, as I showed you examples, and literally click to pay for the shipping and download your book and read all your content about what you're sharing every day. The last problem is, once we've got a book, once we've actually got this physical or digital book, how do we go about selling it? The best way is with the funnels that I've showed you with Russell Brunson, Grant Cardone and Lewis Howes. I've got a wee kind of system here which goes through the kind of steps that we're taking. So obviously Facebook is where everyone is. We can target people with exactly their demographics, their psychographics, what they're interested in, age, sex, location, and use Facebook ads to drive them to this free book that we're giving away, which is a landing page. I ideally want to set that up as a sales letter and have maybe a video on that page which goes through all the points that the book covers and explain the benefit of obviously how they're getting it for free and how they go about doing that, and basically give them instructions on how to get the book for free and pay for shipping. Then from that step there, they'll go to the order page, they'll pay for the shipping. What you want to do at this stage, which is very important in this book funnel, is what I've been studying this because I've bought a lot of these books, and as a consumer I act as a seller. I try to work out what people are doing, read between the lines, and what they always do when they get to this order page within the book funnels is they have an upsell section. Just when you're about to buy it, you might have bought a domain name before, and you'll notice on 123reg, for example, or GoDaddy, you buy a domain name, that's all you want, and the next thing is they're offering you hosting, they're offering you a website, they're offering you SEO, and you actually literally have to go through all them and click no thanks, no thanks, no thanks before you can go and buy your domain name. And that's exactly what this is doing here as well. And it's a great strategy. It's just like you get, after going through, I think Edinburgh Dungeons, for example, or any sort of touristy place, they'll take you through their shop at the end of, like, when you're trying to leave Edinburgh Dungeons, there's no just exit, you have to go through the shop where you can get souvenirs and things like that. And it's the same's happening online, and that's basically the first step, is through the book to the order page. Then there's an upsell. Once you've bought the domain name, for example, or the book, there's that upsell, and then there's sometimes a second upsell if you want to get fancy, and then a thank you page at the end, which you actually get your book to download, or you'll get details about where to ship it to and things like that. So that's how I'll just show Instagram over here. So that's Facebook, sales page, order, buy, upsell, and thank you page. So that's how a sales funnel or a book funnel works. And the next problem on top of that is, that looks quite simple when you see it on paper there, what people are doing to us and how they're selling their books and how they're selling their products on top of that. But how do you put all that into place? The best solution is there's obviously we all know or we've heard of ClickFunnels, which is what Russell Brunson offers that, and that's a great service. I've seen my customers use that and I've helped them set it up, and it's a great replacement for just setting up a landing page with a web developer. The next product that I'm actually partnering up with is Kartra, which is a all-in-one package. You basically click and don't do any technical work, and they have the copywriting set up for you. They have the landing page, as I explained, when you send traffic to that from Facebook. They have the sales letter, and on that sales letter they have kind of basically fill in the blanks template. And then there's the order page. They've got that set up. They've got the actual e-commerce side of it set up, which is really helpful because there's ClickFunnels have these in place. They also have email in place, but Kartra just seems to be going that extra mile and covering absolutely everything, every problem you can run into. They have the membership platform, so if you want to have like a sort of have video courses or anything, you can have that in place rather than using something like Teachable. They have that option rather than integrating into ClickFunnels or the other systems you're using like WordPress, PayPal. They have all that integrated, so if you want to have that upsell option, it's within that Kartra. And then there's the thank you page and the download page. So thanks for watching. Check out Kartra or ClickFunnels. They're both great tools for getting this kind of funnel in place. And if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try and answer them. And I can even send you some screenshots of the screenshots I've showed you on this video today. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook Live. Is there any questions?